Hey pirates, testing. Hello there pirates. Just a quick review on the Tideseeker for this raid. I'm starting with the Tideseeker I had last year, and it was very effective fighting the river armadas. So I used Reciprocators, D5 CT armor, and hydraulic resistors or speed system 5 if you didn't have it. Ablative armor 3, guidance scrambler 3, advanced concussive payload. If you didn't have this one particular special, the second best choice was strike warheads, as it gives 55% concussive damage, so that was option 2. And something for splash. I opted for combustion system 2 for the projectile speed plus splash. So that's what I had last year. After the Hidden Depths DLC and the VXP weekend and everything, I tested the Tideseekers. Some other players, Venom, TSM, George, a bunch of people also tested their Tideseekers and gave me some feedback. So these are the changes I would recommend. And same applies for people who, instead of Reciprocators, had the Garwood. I know many people had the Garwood gun. It's still a very good option, so you could have something like this, all full of Garwoods, and would work as well. Okay. But there are some changes you could make to make your Tideseeker more effective. So let's see what they are. Change number 1. The low-level targets, the Scourge targets we'll face starting October, they don't have any sort of slow effect, but once you get past the mid-level targets, they have a slow effect. There's nothing the Tideseeker can do because it's not unreactive, but the one counter you can actually apply is having AS3 or AS4 here. I'm out of AS4 here, Agility System 4, but if you do have, use it. If not, Agility System 3. The difference this will make is you still have the evade, which helps against the torpedoes firing at you, but now you also will be able to recover fast from the slow effect. So you will be slowed down, but as soon as the weapon slowing you down stops firing at you, this will cut your recover time by 61%. Okay, so it helps. The second change, if you were able to complete Price Pack 3 of the Hunter Games campaign, you probably got the PBX special. It's designed for the Hunter, but if you could apply it here, remove Combustion System 2, and let me find it here, apply the PBX right here, PBX payload. That will give you 100% extra damage on 20% of your shots fired. So it's a lot of difference in damage output. Totally worth it if you have it. And if you already have Tideseekers, this is a quick refit. And so is this. These two are not lengthy refits. They're pretty good. Okay, so these are two main changes to make, especially the PBX payload. Now, if you have explosive charged armor, I would highly recommend you replace one of these armors with an explosive charged armor. Okay, and of course, if you can, a concussive charged armor. Like this helps a lot as well, and it will cut down your repair by a lot, as these armors do not add repair but add the deflection and the pull of resistance. Okay, so these are, I mean, probably if you have charged armor, you're putting them on the new ships. So I'm just saying, if you have them laying around and a quick fit to make your Tideseekers better, this is also a good change. But primarily, Agility System and PBX. Okay, I had some tokens, so I did not put charged armor because I don't have enough. But I did change Agility System, I did change PBX payload in. And finally, I also added some of the new Houndstooth depth charge. It's pretty cool, it does a lot of damage. It's a quick refit as well, it's just a few hours to put each of them. So even if you can only put 2, 3, 4, I highly recommend it, especially if you have Garwoods, because they have the same range. With Reciprocators, a bit tricky, because then you cannot work at max range, as the Reciprocators will only fire when you get closer. Okay, but that's it. I mean, you know, if I were to build a Tideseeker from scratch right now, I would probably just do all Houndstooth. It gets just a little bit heavier. Just keep in mind I have a level 5 shipyard, so things are lighter, but this build fits in a lighter shipyard. If you don't have charged armor, that's fine. You can just either go very light on armor with D1X on a couple slots and D2 CT on the others, that's up to you, but having some deflection makes a difference. I tested that last year, big difference. Okay, but going lighter on armor cuts down on build time big time. So if you don't want to go D5, you go D2 CT. Just keep in mind those lightly armored Tideseekers will take a lot more damage per target. Okay, but they build in a lot less time. Like with D5 level armor or charged armor, it's like 14-15 days. With D1, D2 armors, it's 10 days. Okay, so that's it. I hope you find that useful. Quick refits. I mean, if you're building the new ships, don't waste your time refitting your old Tideseekers. But if Tideseekers is the best you have, absolutely PBX payload if you can. Agility system 3, which you should have in your arsenal. You can keep hydraulic resistors, or if you got speed system 6, you could make them faster, up to you. One last change. There are many mortars in the new target, so I would also recommend you put some gales in your ships. Okay, 1 or 2 per ship should be enough and should take care of a lot of those mortars. Although you can dodge them, this is your insurance policy when you fail to dodge them. Just put a couple per ship. It will cut down your damage. So, you know, if I were to build from scratch today, this would be my final setup. I would keep hydraulic resistor. The tides, they get fast enough once they get bloodthirst. Okay, there's a big speed bonus. And the other factor, of course, is having the flagship. Okay, have the Tideseekers is okay. Having the Harlock Tideseeker makes the whole fleet a lot stronger. So same setup, no changes, you know, just overall makes it a lot stronger having the flagship. So I hope you find that useful. If you can build the Fangtooth or the Hunter, I would highly recommend that. If not, just stick to the Tideseekers. They will do okay in mid-level targets. At least that's been the experience so far. Hope you enjoy the raid. Take care everyone. See you next time.